Joey P, man, with stats in hand, spilling numbers like grains of sand. Fantasy talking about diamond dreams, chasing players, whispering their schemes. Oh, Welsh breaking it down real slow, voices howling in the radio's glow. Talking monsters on the baseball field, wizards swinging bats and magic shields. Fantasy baseball in the night, podcasters giving us that sight. Question marks and stars collide, dreams of glory never hide.
Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by Bet365. It's me, Joey P. That, of course, is the Welsh. And it's you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks. Fantasy baseball in the night. You know, Welsh, I got to tell you, I went to bed with that song in my head. And I was singing it. Song in my head.
I was singing it all night. I was singing it all night. I was out at some complex. My buddy Dennis Sidler and we went out and saw Diamondbacks A's. We were driving around. I was like, glory in the night.
Fantasy baseball in the night. I mean, honestly, we should just keep making hit songs. Maybe we should just give this all up. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know one thing. I'm glad it put me in a good mood, this song, because yesterday all my bets were tied to one Yankee pitcher. And I don't know why I do this, Welsh. It's like I say things, and then sometimes after a while of saying this is what's going to happen, it's going to come around. Eventually, it's going to go bad. And then I look at the board and I go, you know what? Well, let's bet on it one more time. Let's try one more time with Luis Gil. And you know, it's that one extra time that did me in, and it did in the Yankees because the Orioles beat the tar out of him yesterday. Gunnar Henderson 3 for 5 with 2 doubles and 3 runs scored. Santander 2 for 5 with a dinger, but Luis Gil 7 runs in an inning and a third, took the big fat L against the Orioles. And Welsh, we are just about creeping around that 90 inning mark. So again, I think this is another one of these bad starts. We've seen Wheeler have a bad start lately. Skubal had a bad start earlier this week. Maybe it's just that time of year where guys are having that bad start after they've been perfect all year. But with Gil, it's a little different. Skubal, maybe you can also have that conversation, you know, or his innings are starting to head. Wheeler, it's just a bad start. You crumple it up, you throw it away. But Welsh, what are your feelings after yesterday's Luis Gil start? Because I know the chat has a lot of feelings here all over the place. Tons of the feels, as the kids like to say.
I don't feel great about it as the resident Luis Gil defender, but at the same time, it is going to happen. I don't mean to be dismissive of it, especially because there's all this stuff going on, but it also is going to happen. The Orioles are a really rough team. I believe, is this the third time through? I have to look at the game log that he's faced the Orioles. I know it's at least the second.
It's at least I know he faced them once because I was looking at the last time he was against Baltimore. So I know it's at least one other time. Yeah, I will look at that while you look at other things or you use your mouth and talk.
So does this mean anything? No, it sucks. He got blown up and it's in an inopportune time. He didn't have the stuff yesterday. He had a 20% zone rate on the changeup, a 33% on the slider. So what that tells you is he could not throw strikes, and he wasn't throwing strikes.
Only the second time against.
Okay, second time.
The last time against Baltimore, 6 scoreless innings, 5 Ks, 1 walk. So
pretty good. But he didn't have his secondaries. So then he was forced in trying to throw strikes, a 52% zone rate on the fastball. Didn't get any whiffs because he couldn't fool anybody because he didn't have his stuff. I mean, he threw a meatball to Gunnar Henderson, and he got blown up. So does that start mean anything? No, it just sucks for us all. But does it tell us and bring up a bigger story? Yes, of course. And what is that going to be? Is that going to be that they completely shut him down? Will it be this conversation of maybe putting him into a bullpen? I don't know. What I can tell you, I think, and I'm still as defendant as I always am, that he is the most important, outside of Cole Reagans, of the pitchers that have some type of potential innings cap for their team. I think Luis Gil is critical. And I think what you would want to look for, and I'm hopeful for that they're not going to throw him in the bullpen, is shut him down. Shut him down for the month of July and then have him come back. Skip the starts. I keep saying it. Do the Yuri Perez thing. Get him out for 3 weeks to kind of reset.
Yeah. But then he was not the same guy when he came back and reset, and then he got hurt too.
Well, but I mean, that was this year. But then the last thing I would say also is this is the time of year where the balls are going to start flying. June, July, the summer ball, All
Sure.
of these guys, this is
tougher.
the worry. A guy like Luis Gil with walk problems when they have to stay in the zone, ball's going to fly. Fly ball pitcher like Shoto Imanaga with 2 pitches. Ooh, let's see how that's going to go in Chicago over the next couple of months. We're going to have some of these outings. It stinks. I'm totally defending Luis Gil here in so many ways, but there's nothing applicable until we know what the hell is going on. So you who own him, you're stuck because he just got blown up. So you can't get out now. And we really haven't had any confirmation of, hey guys, this is what we're going to do with Luis Gil, because I don't think the Yankees even know at this point. But I was dreading, after seeing that line, having to do this show today. It would the only way it would have been worse is if Garrett Cole would have got hurt.
Garrett Cole said my arm hurts.
I told you so parade from you.
No, it's not. It's I told you so. It's the way it is. By the way, in the last start too, he had 4 walks, which is also very uncharacteristic for him. So
who? Cole or Heel?
Heel.
It's actually not
about trend line. It's not a good trend line right now. It's funny because I made an offer in my keeper league for Heel, and I was like, look, I'm out of it this year. I'm in rebuild. I was in a 2-year rebuild anyway, and I offered a really good package, I thought, for Heel. And I said, look, you're not going to have Heel in the playoffs. And the guy's like, yeah, I just hate to give him up long term. I was like, okay. I'm thinking about maybe, that was like 2 weeks ago, maybe kicking the tires again
you
now.
100. What a great trade option for Dynasty he is right now. Go and do that 1,000%. But
I think you're going to get the sent down 3-inning start version. I don't think the shutdown version is as good. I think you keep him on regular rest. You let him throw, 3 innings, maybe 50 pitches to start, and, almost like an opener kind of a deal. And then you ramp him back up August 1st and see if you can get away with that. That might be the best thing too.
There was an interview, I think it was Foul Territory did with like a pitching coach for the Royals, and they were asking about, hey, what are you gonna do about Reagans? Reagans is another one of those, like, hey, he's got 90 or whatever pitches, and he's gonna blow through career.
Show everyone your ball, Welsh.
Oh yeah, I'll show
me your ball before the show.
In just 1 second,
it's not as dirty as it sounds, everybody. Welsh got his ball signed.
But they were essentially saying, what the hell are they going to do with Cole Reagans? And the coach said, well, we've prepared for this. We've understood this. But here's also the thing. He's like, we have every Thursday off through the rest of the season. And that was something, what they're saying is you're not going to get 2 starts out of Cole Reagans, but they're going to manage it by 6, extra day's rest, maybe 6-man rotation. Those were the things that we're going to fix Cole Reagans. So I think it's the same thing that's going to go on with Luis Gil. What does he say?
Razor. He traded Gil, I guess, last week for Kirby.
Ooh. So by the way,
thank you for listening, Razor. You're welcome.
If you know the story, I have a devastating cutter. The whole industry knows about it, and everybody is fearful of the cutter.
Of your cutter?
Of my cutter, a devastating cutter. And sometimes your greatness is just recognized. And my greatness is recognized by Cole Reagans with this right here. Can you read what that says, Joe?
It says, throw the cutter, Welsh.
Yep,
because signed by Cole Reagans. You should definitely, again, you should tweet a picture of that to Nick Pollock to make him jealous. Because I don't know.
Well, I think he had Cole Reagans on, so that's even a little bit better. But just hey, listen, even Cole Reagans
took it out of the packaging. Whoa! I can't believe you took your ball out of the packaging.
Hey, everybody, look at the ball.
Everybody to see here. Look at that. Why don't you put it back in the plastic? All right. Let's do some more headlines about the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani, 2 walks, another homer for him. It's funny. I kept going back and forth between Ohtani and Teoscar. Everything I touched turned to crap yesterday. I'm a complete mush. Terrible. Landon Knack is going to start today. More Dodger news. A 26-year-old righty is going to be taking over for Yamamoto in their rotation because no Yamamoto, no Walker Buehler. Posted a 2.61 ERA, a .97 whip, 16 strikeouts, 6 walks, over 20 innings so far in the 4 starts he's had in the major league. So we'll see. Is Landon Knack an ad or a streamer for you because he's a Dodger?
Is this the Rockies they're going up against? Who the hell are they?
No, the Angels this weekend. The Angels.
No, that would he's a streamer to me. He's not a full, he's not a full-on pickup. He's not a
you took your ball, you just stopped listening to me. Is that what happened?
Took my ball and went home. But Knack, I would stream him against the Angels.
Next up, the Astros. Bregman 3 for 5 and the W against the White Sox. Alvarez, a homer, 3 for 5. Josh Hader, 2 strikeouts in a save. Good day for them. Stop me if you heard this one before, Welsh. Royce Lewis hit a home run. Unbelievable. The slash is up to 385, 459, 942 right now. That's not an OPS. That's a slugging percentage, folks.
You know what's so tough about him too? This has the vibes of, there's always that. I don't know if we had it this year, but there's always that guy in like April, years ago, it was like Brandon Inge, who has like 13 homers in the month. And you're like, Jesus, this is the greatest guy on the planet. And then they just fall off the planet. This has those vibes, except he's a great player with great metric, 22% barrel rate so far this year. I'm not sure I've ever seen an XBA of 336, but it's a short sample size. What he's doing is so video game ridiculous right now that it's just fun to watch. And you could argue, Joe, that maybe he's a great trade sell in redraft right now, simply because of the injuries.
I will buy high on Royce Lewis. That's how much
redraft?
I believe in this guy. Yeah, I will buy. Like, if somebody's saying to themselves right now, I got to get out from this because he's so injury prone.
What if you could get Ellie or Royce Lewis rest of the season?
If it's
nope. No
in
caveats.
Roto, I got to look at the construct of my roster, because in Roto, the stolen bases are but the stolen bases are just ridiculous for Chris. So I'll take the batting average hit, but if I have a ton of speed on that roster already, and I'm going to get power and batting average from Lewis, I'd rather have Lewis. But it's very roster specific.
Kind of want to put this as a poll, but I'm afraid my computer's going to
see. Even in head-to-head points, like Royce Lewis would appear to be the better player, but again, depending what the steals are in terms of the point values, like they make up for the deficit of the strikeouts to a certain degree of Elly De La Cruz.
And if the league has the negative for strikeouts is a pretty critical one for Ellie's value versus Royce in a points league. But I don't know. I'd be curious. I mean, I see Jay Grizz said Royce in there. I'd be curious where you guys are at, but I think like that's the type of thing you're talking about. Like if you're going to sell high, you're going to go and buy a guy like Ellie. I'm not advocating that I think Royce is going to break down. He's not going to be at this level. I don't think he's going to have a 22% barrel rate, but it's going to be really high by the end of the year. But the injury risk, like, those are the guys that you consistently look at and you're like, okay, if I'm trying to get out from under in some big crazy trade, Royce has a storied injury history that barely has him out of like rookie eligibility. It feels like that's a guy, he's playing at the first round level. I mean, there's a handful of players you couldn't arguably make a 1-for-1 trade with a guy like him that you probably could go out and get an Ellie. That's pushing to the tippy top. But, am I doing it? I don't know. I think if Royce can stay healthy, he's going to be a first round player this year.
I think both him and Del Cruz are probably around that late first round already. Wonky Penguin nailed it here. My favorite thing about Royce Lewis homers is that it means he's not running around the bases to pull a hammy. Nailed it. Can't say. Oh, Jackson Merrill, by the way, also another home run. Talk about video games right now. That's your dude.
My ticket, my rookie of the year ticket looking mighty pretty, but I got to fight through Paul Skeens and Imanaga though.
Yeah, it's still a ways to go. Zach Geloff, another home run too. Just saying, it's like fire. 3 this week. Zach Geloff is on fire right now. He's one of my favorite buy lows. I wrote about it on FantasyPros.com. Check out this week's version of the buy low, sell high on FantasyPros.com as well. Mike Mayer doing such a fantastic job organizing that every week. And shout out to Wonky Penguin too. I hope you're feeling good. I know you're taking some R&R this weekend, so good on you.
Mayer's gone too, by the way.
Mayer's gone. Ethan's on vacation too. Like, it's just you and me, basically. Like
we run this show. Joe and I literally run this company right now. They're all gone.
What a scary time for Fantasy Pros.
That's why there's AI songs being made and sitcom versions of the show, because there's no one around to control us.
I saw someone say like a Sopranos version of Saved by the Bell. Like there's definitely some. Look, we're not going to keep this one forever. This is just for now. This is for 2024. And next year we'll have.
I might start working on one soon. What would be the best one for us to start working on? Saved by the Bell, Game of Thrones, or Sopranos, if we did one of those three?
It could also be like one of those really fun, like old school 90s, like Stand and Deliver kind of movies, or like Dangerous Minds, where we're like all serious. Like I got to turn the chair and sit down.
Valley of the shadow.
Yeah, and I got to look at you and like,
my life.
Where's your stats, pal? You told me you'd have your stats here. What do you think? This is a joke, man? You could get out of this school someday, and stats are just gonna be waiting for you, and everyone's just gonna hand you stats. No. You got to prepare your stats. You got to bring them here every single day. How can I get through to these kids? If she's available. Joey Loperfido called up again Friday, so we'll see. Joey Loperfido, I hope he's not buying one-way tickets. That's awesome.
He's Benny Hill. He's just like in and out. Poor Joey. Yeah.
Yeah, Joey Loperfido is the same as Eloy Jimenez running fast.
Eloy is still out here playing, by the way. He played last night. He's never leaving complex. He can't leave.
Walk to the plane.
He can't run. They have him trapped. By the way, we should do that commercial. Arms of an Angel. Can you please save Eloy? Eloy is trapped. He cannot escape Arizona because he literally cannot walk to his car to get to the airport.
Oh my God, it's just so good. It's so good. Jerry's complaining about the heat. It's killing me. I can fry an egg on the truck right now. It doesn't matter because we can complain about heat in New Jersey. It's 112 degrees right now in Arizona.
Eric Cross texted me yesterday. I don't know why he was looking at the weather. I was outside of Salt River Fields where the Diamondbacks and Rockies play. Had a great set of games. Jacob Wilson, Tommy Troy, Robert Kalaz. And I'm sitting there about to go in, and I get a text from Eric Cross that goes, "Are you melting?" And he just sent a picture of 110 degree weather. And I was like, it's hotter. It's even hotter than what you think it is out here. It is crazy.
More prospect stuff. Shane Boz struck out 6 and 3 scoreless innings yesterday, so working his way back. A prospect that you talked about, Carson Williams, a few weeks ago, 2 for 3 with a solo homer on Thursday in Double-A Montgomery. 20-year-old shortstop's hitting 294 with a 380 OBP and a 554 slugging, 11 homers, 15 steals through 52 games. So if Williams is floating around there in those deeper, those dynasty formats somehow, or you're looking for prospects because you're trading out of things and, looking to move for next year, that's definitely a prospect on the rise. And Welsh was ahead of the curve on that one for sure.
And we talked about him yesterday. On the prospect.
That's right. You talked about him yesterday too. But Carson was like a month ago.
We did Carson. I actually did a feature like 6 weeks ago or so in a prospect
like 8
article.
years ago.
It felt like it. That was who are Double-A guys that we could see into the summers and who would be jumping. And Carson Williams was like the tippy top of that. He still is. I still think he can make that jump. But both Boz and him, highlights and features of yesterday.
So Impo's got a question here. Welsh, I just arrived at Great Wolf Lodge in the Poconos. Obviously, Welsh is a diamond member of the Great Wolf Lodge. When he comes in, do they wear the wolf hat for you? Like when you enter, like this, like a whole special check. It's the whoosh. What's the secret of staying healthy? Michael wants to know at Great Wolf Lodge. Well,
of staying healthy, drink till
just
you can't
much
see anymore. Yeah, exactly. And
what are you doing watching the show? You should be spending time with your family, Michael.
No, I like the idea of that. Like you sit at the wave pool a lot. You drink. Then you go do some tubes and you come back to that. Fair. Yeah, that's what you keep doing.
Yeah, massive amounts of antibiotics. That's what I would tell you.
And Crocs. Wear Crocs because it's gross on the floors.
Okay, so Guardians prospect, and I hope I don't butcher this.
Oh, do it.
John Kenzie Noel.
Close.
John Kenzie?
Yohinski.
It is Yohinski. Okay. Because
Jogging.
Jordan,
Silent
J. Yeah. So Noel, 2 for 5, pair of RBI at AAA. He's got 17 bombs right now at AAA. Is this a guy we should be watching on the prospect list?
I've wanted to put him for quite some time. The problem is like, where the hell does he play?
Kenzie.
Yeah, Yohinski.
Yohinski.
He's crazy.
There's a K in there. You don't say the K?
Yokinski.
Yeah.
Now you're screwing it up for me. He hit one at the Rangers facility a couple years back that left the facility. It was one of the wildest hits I've ever, and he hit it foul too. He's crazy power. The problem is he doesn't positionally have a really great spot. Kyle Manzardo was just the guy they brought up at first. The bats are kind of going. Yeah, I think he could have an opportunity, but I don't think there's this easy open opportunity. I think the next time they need a first base type, they're going to go back to Manzardo. They're not going to kind of deplete that. So I'm just not super optimistic about trying to get him. But now you have his name all messed up in my head.
It's do you pronounce the N? Is it Yokinski?
I was told by one of the coaches. It's gone now.
Okay. Dylan Cruz, 1 for 5. We talked about him getting called up to AAA. So there you go. Brooks Lee, also hot, 342 in the last 19 games for Brooks Lee. That's a Twins infielder prospect. Is Lee a guy that the Twins might turn to sooner than later for a little bit of pop?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, had he not been injured in spring, you might have already seen him because of all the injuries that middle infield has had. Third base, shortstop. If Royce were to unfortunately go down, I think that would be something. Knock on wood. Yeah, I think we're gonna see him like post All-Star game. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like a futures game guy definitely someone to kind of stash. The bat is hot, not a lot of speed, but they're kind of also giving up on some of those other corner guys. I mean, Alex Kirilloff is like, he's just kind of done for in that offense. So Brooks Lee is someone I would definitely be paying attention to.
Also, one more, Jason Dominguez is going to miss 8 weeks potentially with the oblique strain. So you drop him, or are you going to hold on until September? Because that's what you're looking at.
No. I don't. There is a possibility once he, recovers.
It's the 21st of June, so that's like the end of August, basically.
And does his third rehab assignment this year. The Yankees didn't want to bring him up in the first place. Maybe they do it in September because there's no more time. I don't think so. I'm done. I'm over that. If I had any IL restraints,
especially in a shallow league too, you gotta just
back to that Noelvi conversation we had. Who would you rather stash, Noelvi or Jason? Well, now it's in your face. It's easily Noelvi.
And Marte is what, the 27th? I think he's eligible, or 28th.
So.
It's next weekend, Thursday or Friday, one of those two. 3 up and 3 down. Fernando Tatis 4 for 5 with a homer, who, by the way, has worked himself into the 3rd spot in the MVP in the National League voting, by the way, or board, I should say, not voting, but in the Vegas odds. After that Mookie Betts injury, all of a sudden Mookie fell off the face of the planet. Harper and Otani's nearly minus money, but not yet. And then look who it is, Fernando Tatis riding in from the side there. Julio Ramos, 3-run homer for him.
2.
He stays hot, baby. And that was fun yesterday. They played in it's Rickwood Field, I believe, right, in Alabama. Fun thing there. They had some of the old Negro League players there. Really cool environment. They had some of the game in black and white too, which was kind of fun. I did see some clips and stuff like that. So that was a fun thing for Major League Baseball. I like when they do that, and I like when they do the Field of Dreams game and all that. I like that stuff. It's fun. It's novelty. It breaks up the very long season.
I want them to just go. I want them to do a full-on game at just like a random park in a city and just take over one of
style.
100%. Do a Sandlot.
I'm sure no one will get hurt. I'm sure there won't be like a rock and the ball hits it and then hits a guy in the face and then he's out.
They're allowed to clean the field if they would like to, but I still want them to play in like some, dirt parking lot, preferably like right down the street from me, please.
Yeah, some random spot and kids get in free.
And also there'd be no home run wall, so the guys just have to keep running. It's like 500 feet to keep going back. There'd be no home run wall. That'd be awesome.
Old school, yeah. Aaron Judge went 2 for 3 with a 2-run dinger, 3 ribbies on Thursday in that Yankee loss to the Orioles, and I lost with a capital L. 3 down. Keaton Wynn got destroyed, 5 runs and 2 2/3. Ty Blach was Blach. 5 runs, 4 innings for him, and Luis Castillo, another bad outing for him, 5 runs in 5 innings. He does seem to have some awful outings against the Cleveland Guardians, though. That's one thing I will note. That's more than one now. So just saying, maybe they've got little trick up their sleeve. Maybe they see something.
A lot of contact. Dude, I had I would have been 3-0, except they were
for those meddling kids.
Those meddling Guardians. Mariners were up 3-2 or whatever the hell it was in the bottom of the 5th. And it's contact, man. Guardians make a lot of contact. Castillo down the middle. Andres Jimenez. Bam. 2-run shot. Guardians take him out, but we still hit the K prop. But yeah.
Injuries. Gleyber Torres removed yesterday with a groin tightness. No, I guess he'll get a blow for that groin tightness, probably a couple days. Get a blow real quick. Zach Gallen hamstring scheduled for another simulated game next week. Abreu for the Red Sox might be back on Friday's opener against the Reds, so that's exciting. Ricky Tiedemann, who you've been talking about recently, struck out 4 and 2 perfect innings on Thursday, so that's a good spot for him.
Yep.
Single A, but whatever, working their way back. CJ Abrams, day to day after an MRI, he has a cyst apparently on
what
his
is
wrist.
That word? Ganglion? What is
a ganglion cyst? Yeah, it's a certain kind of cyst. I want to say it's just there's different kinds of cysts, and it's just one. I don't think that's a serious thing. It's just like one of these things. It's like it develops. You can get them in different areas. I think I had one kind of on my ear once when I was younger or something. It just is. It's just a thing. It's there, and it's just
what makes it ganglion.
I don't know.
Is it gangles?
It gangles. It gangles and it jangles. Robert Gasser will undergo season-ending left elbow surgery, so that's a bad sign for Gasser. Good luck though. Hope you stay healthy and make a comeback, Mr. Gasser. Yu Darvish on his way back too with a groin issue he's been dealing with. He's going to be back next week. Kyle Tucker apparently will be doing some baseball activities this weekend. I don't know what those activities will be. We'll find out. Maybe spin and puke. Maybe he'll be doing eating funnel cake. I don't know. Kodai Senga also through another bullpen session on Wednesday. Kodai Senga for a bullpen session. It's Friday, Welsh, and every Friday, you know what we like to do? We like to do the best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh. Make sure you are placing those bets over at bet365. Bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets when you use the promo code leading off. Remember, 18 or over in Kentucky. Gambling problem, code 1-800-GAMBLER or 100 bets off in Iowa. Terms and conditions apply. Welsh, yesterday I got my ass kicked. Louis Heel was all in, and he kicked the crap out of me real good. So today, back to the salt mines. Chicago Cubs on the run line, -1.5, plus 140 against my New York Mets. That's right. We're going to go right for the New York Mets. Always a good thing to do. Just go attack the Mets. Arizona on the money line, straight up, plus 120 against the Phillies. I know it's on the road, but I like Arizona today, and I like the plus
I hate
money
Jordan Montgomery, so I don't like it.
You know what? You might, but Taijuan Walker is worse. And
Yes.
Taijuan Walker, I think, is going to give me what I'm looking for, which is sneak out an Arizona victory. That's all I want. And going with the Dodgers today against the Angels. Knack is on the mound, but again, I think that Dodger offense just, Otani keeps hitting, Teoscar keeps hitting. They just keep on chugging along no matter who they lose. Freddie Freeman too. Still plenty of offense left there for them. On the run line, -1.5 at plus 112. So plus money days for Joey P today. Cubs on the run line, Dodgers on the run line, and Arizona on the money line. Welsh, what do you have for the people?
All right, I'm going back to some basics as well. We didn't get Seattle yesterday. We are back because George Kirby is out. So we are going Seattle first 5 on the run line. So to be up by 1 run through the first 5 innings, backed by Mr. George Kirby. Boston first 5 money line. So if they're tied, we push. If they're up, we win. -120 Boston through the first 5 innings. Cutter Crawford has been mighty nice as of recent. So I'm backing Cutter Crawford. And this whole week, I've been doing this pared down strikeout parlay. I think I've done it 2 of the 3, and I'm 2 for 3 on this bet. So I'm going back to it today, and I attacked the highest K percentages over the last 30 days with really high chase rates, over 30% chase rates. And there were a couple teams that popped on it, and there were a couple pitchers that met the qualifications versus that have really good strikeout rates. So what I'm saying is Jack Flaherty and George Kirby's matchups today, as far as who they're up against, those are the matchups that we are attacking, because we have got the Marlins, who have just been absolutely atrocious, and that's Kirby. And then you've got the White Sox, where they have got a really bad chase rate as of recent. So I'm paring down the strikeouts for what is publicly seen by 1. So give me Jack Flaherty 6+ strikeouts and George Kirby 6+ strikeouts comboed, plus 133 for my, whatever the hell you want to call it, strikeout parlay that we've been hitting. Those are my 3 bets that I've got locked on. A very dangerous Friday for the Welsh. Fridays are very tenuous for whatever reason for me.
I got nowhere to go but up after the last couple of days. It's been a bad week for me, so hopefully I'll turn it around today. But those are the best bets of the day. Make sure you use the Betting Pros app right now. Bet smarter, not harder. Go use the prop bet cheat sheet too. It's a great tool to help you analyze all your bets as well for the individual players. Find the best lines and sync your sports books for free over at Betting Pros. All right, Welsh. Look, today for the home run call, got to keep it simple. I'm going to go with Royce Lewis again. And I'm mad because I should have just let Royce Lewis ride all weekend, right? From last weekend all the way through, right? I had him last weekend. He hit me 2 home runs. And I said, okay, that's good enough. That was dumb. Royce Lewis against Oakland all weekend. There's going to be some home runs somewhere. I mean, that Oakland pitching is not very good. So even if I just get 1, that's better than 0. I'm riding the hot hand of Royce Lewis. Welsh, where are you going for your home run call this weekend?
Cooler? You're not going to cool him off a little bit?
Nope, no such thing. No such thing.
All right.
Nope.
For me,
can't be cooled.
We are going to Schwarberfest. It's Schwarberfest time. Give me back the Kyle Schwarber, self-hating Diamondback fan against the Diamondbacks. Kyle Schwarber probably going to eat. So we are in on Schwarberfest for the weekend and today. Schwarber versus Royce Lewis, a battle made in the home run arena. It'll be
yes, beautiful. That's right, the arena. Great week of shows this week, and baseball's starting to heat up. It feels like a lot of this drama too. We had some major injuries this week, some major returns this week. Scherzer's back, Cole's back. We had, Yamamoto gone, Betts gone. Some Dodgers took some shots to the body blows there, and they came back. So Yankees taking a few shots here and there too. But it's an interesting point in the season too, where you could see the haves and the have-nots, but I think you can also see right now some of those teams that have been kind of cruising along kind of get punched in the mouth a little bit. And I think that's interesting to see how they respond and if it's going to be a short-term good response or a long-term good response. But it's a long season, Major League Baseball. And there's some guys who are red hot too. Royce Lewis, red hot. Jackson Merrill, red hot. Lots of fun things. Also, Welsh, I know you love stats. You want to have some fun here on the way out. I got some home road stats that might blow your mind. You ready for this?
Right,
I did this last week because I always do this for the
stats in hand.
Stats in hand. Joey P. All right, so here we go. So last week I gave you some amazing stats about Chris Paddock and Kevin Gausman and some other guys because I get this ready for TV on the Big Sunday Show. Jared Jones, home ERA this year, 2.14. Road ERA, 5.59. Bryce Miller, home ERA this year, 1.82. Road ERA, 5.54. Here's one that's going to hit you right in the tum-tum. O'Neal Cruz, at home, 282 with an 892 OPS. Yeah. On the road this year, 214 with a 562 OPS. And Brandon Nimmo, at home this year, 205 batting average, 600 OPS. I guess he hates Grimace. And then away, 286 batting average, 979 OPS. So those are some significant splits there. If you're making wagers or you're setting your fantasy lineups to play into or away from, with Cruz, with Nimmo, and with Jared Jones, and also with, who was the other pitcher there? It was Bryce Miller. So there you go. Little splits for you as you head into your weekend to think about how you set your lineups and make some money this weekend.
That's your new segment, Joey P with stats in hand, and then just go right into your odd stats.
Love it. So good. And now that song's going to be in my head all weekend, as it should be in all of yours as well. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy yourselves.
Bye-bye.